So guys, there's a piece of information you guys might be sleeping on. Watch this video and get it right.
So this video is specifically for very dark man or very dark black man. I don't know, it changes the name often. Specifically, this is the video that you made attacking Sowore or talking about Showore's kids. That's what got me angry. The matter is between you and Sowore. No reason should you go ahead for his kids or exposing details about his family. That is extremely low. But before we get into the full details, right? There was one video that Sowore made, and he said that a whole lot of activists in Nigeria are not actually mad at the fact that some people are oppressing some people. They are actually envious of the oppressor, wishing that they had the power and the position to be oppressors themselves. Watch the video.
Not all of us. And they want the system of oppression to be preserved with the hope that one day they will become the oppressor, and that system will still be in place. And the worst thing anybody that is aspiring for freedom can do is to envy the oppressor. So some Nigerians, even though they complain about oppression, they actually envy the oppressor.
Exactly.
They still want to drive the 30-car convoy. So they don't want a system that demolishes the convoy system. So that when it's their turn in their mentality, that one day it will be our turn. And they want to enjoy that.
So let's get back to the cause of this video. How did this all started? It started by Vdm versus Blord, the online banter. And I'm not a big fan of Blord. Like I said, anybody who runs a company knows that Blord is not running a company. You do not run a company like that. You do not come online and start, spitting words back and forth. You do not go and make a billboard on somebody's name. So I'm not here to support everything that he did. But what were the charges laid against Blord? Charges of criminal conspiracy, impersonation, and the authorized use of VDM's identity. So the question is, those were the charges laid. Are these offenses bailable? 100%. These offenses are bailable offenses. And a person of Blord status, he has properties. What is the...
I said it's for us to see that justice is done. And justice in this particular case is that Blord should never have been sent to Kuje prison. The essence of bail is to be able to present the person back to undergo his trial. It's to ensure that the person doesn't run away. And I heard that he told the judge that he has a house in Abuja. Please, let me go.
risk here that he will travel and evade the law. Seize his passport. He cannot run away. He has a company. He has employees. He has a lot of money. You can take shorty. You can even, ask people for guarantor. So, in the immediate terms, right, if you are a student of law or you understand Nigerian constitution, Blord is not a danger to the community. This was not a case of murder or arson or whatever. He's not a danger to anybody. So, why did they have to remand him for that long, right? That is exactly what triggered Sowore that, hey, this thing is repeating itself. At some particular time, you, very dark man, was also in this situation, right? So let's go back in history books. May 2, very dark man was arrested by EFCC at GT Bank when he went with his mom to withdraw money, right? If you remember that video. And Sowore and a whole bunch of other Nigerians, including Femi Falana, were supporting and agitating that VDM should be released because it was an unjust arrest, right? And eventually, when VDM was released, Deji Adeyonju, which is VDM's lawyer, thanked Sowore for all the effort, right, that he put in that arrest. And that's not the only case. There are other several cases that Sowore has, been involved. For example, the NYC versus Raye case, if I got a name, Rita Oshie Ogwamaye, the NYC case. There was also another case, Seeking. The guy's name is Olumide Ogunsonwo versus RCCG, when he was talking about Pastor E. Adeboye. And even most popular, Regina Daniel and Neguoko, he was also there. So this is not a case of isolation that, okay, Sowore is coming for VDM in particular. But Sowore is saying, why do you need to lock this guy up for 26 days when clearly he has not committed a capital offense as per the 1999 Constitution, as amended? So why are you remanding him? But let's even step away from remanding him for that amount of days. You saw the video that VDM made at the prison when Blord was being loaded into the Black Maria. This particular video.
Now we want to start and go drop. So we are all going to go. This is the Black Maria where it is. You understand? So all of us will go prison now. Alpha, where's all this one go prison?
And VDM went further to follow that vehicle. So what does the law say? Can somebody, a civilian, who is the complainant, follow that vehicle to the prison, the vehicle that is conveyed the defendant? And 2, he was making video. That alone is security risk. But again, Nigeria, who cares? Nigeria is a anyhow place. But let's now go to the main context of this video, right? The video that VDM made. I'm going to split it into different parts, and we're going to take each part one by one. Let's listen to the part that he mentioned Sowore's family.
On the 8th of June 2024, you posted this video with the graduation of your son. And the caption says, Komi Sowore as Komi Sowore graduates 9th grade. Now, in the background of this video, the name of the school that your son attend, the name showed. So I quickly just went online to see how much you pay for tuition for this your son, and I was shocked. And I'm pretty sure a lot of Nigerians will be shocked as well, because the way you did the criminal choice, I am shocked. All right, so we looked at it.
Okay, I don't want to bore you, but like, why would you bring his family into this drama? You guys can do whatever, but why would you expose the name of his child's school? And some of you can say, oh, you already posted it, but did you know about it? So extending this to millions of people on your Facebook and on Instagram is risk to that family. I'm educated. I don't want to take your accusation and say you are lying. I went further. I did reach out to the school, and you can see our email conversation on the screen. I reached out to the school, and what the school told me is that every family pays $1,500 per year in tuition. That's every family, regardless of your family income. However, they do have grants. They do have what? They do have grants that they give families based on family income and a whole other factors. So in that email, you could read that it says, my guess is that your family, because I said that we earn less than $60,000 and our child is 14 years old. So it's my guess that your family would qualify for the full amount. In interpretation, that if we say that our income is less than 60,000, all the child would have to pay is $1,500. This is not me saying it. This is the email from the school, not me. And you can see the email signature. That's what the school said. Which means the Sowore's kids might not even be paying anywhere close to that amount. And it's also very important to say that Dwight Englewood reports that that school is actually a not-for-profit school. So that means they do not operate it seeking profit. So they are not, giving dividends or income to people who contribute capital to run the school. And something that is very important that I want you to note. So I did pull out their tax record, and in the tax record, it shows that Englewood reports an endowment balance of about 25.26 million. So they have endowment balance, money available to give us grants, over $25 million the school has. Remember what I said, that they are not for profit. They have over $25 million available for grants. And the tax declaration says that this endowment supports faculty salaries, financial aid grants, which is where tuition falls into, the library, facility needs, and other educational purposes. Last year, excess of revenue over expense was 2.7 million, and 2024 was 3.3 million. So when we do all of this, it means that this school is a not-for-profit, and they have a lot of donations, because they have a healthy balance of donation. I think last year they got about $1.3 million in donation. So they easily give grants, but they don't process it themselves. They process it with a third party, as you saw on that email. So you can see that the school is not for profit and they give grants heavily. So my question is very dark, man. Do you know what grants Sowore's kids are on before spreading misinformation that Sowore is paying 60-something million per year, and you calculated it up very close to $1 billion? You're just using that to drive people to anger, driving them to start questioning, where is he getting the money? Oh, he's being sponsored. They are paying him. Did you even bother to message the school, send an email, understand if their grant structure? No, because all you wanted to sell, you don't know. And the gullible ones, the illiterate ones, keep listening to this shit. Moving on. Let's even remove the fact that Sowore can afford or cannot afford it. Who are you to ask Sowore to come and declare how he makes his money? According to the Nigeria Constitution 1999, as amended, who are the people that should declare assets and income? They are public officials, governors, presidents, anybody that is elected or appointed into public office. Sowore has never held a public office. He does not currently hold one. So he is not under any law to tell you where he makes his money and how he finances his family. So who are you, or who am I, to ask Sowore to come and explain how he makes his money? Have you explained yours? How did you go from drinking pure water to private jets? We'll come back to that. Moving on. Let's go to Sowore's wife. If you don't know, Sowore's wife was born in US. So she was born in US. She did not travel to US. She was born in US and she lives with the kids in US. So all three of them, 2 kids and her, are both citizens, or are all citizens. So they were born there. I don't know if you understand what that means, but they were born there. So they're Americans with American passports, right? American privileges, right? And that's not only what it is. She works as a senior vice president, consumer marketing at Teladoc Health currently. And before that, she previously held senior executive roles at American Express. These are better companies. This is not fish pie. American Express, Citigroup, and Delta Airlines. She held senior executive roles. Do you know how much they pay these roles in US? Some of these senior executive roles gets paid as much as $500,000 a year, which is salary plus shares and all of the benefits and everything. So she's been in this field for 15 years, 16, maybe 20 something years. Do you know how much she has made? So in your head, it's only Sowore that is responsible for the family. But you're a single guy, and I'm not going to dive into what I know about your escapade. I'm not here for that. But you don't understand that when people are married, two people come together to bring the resources, and they sponsor the family. So just looking at his wife alone, she could afford it. We've not even talked about grants. I've not even talked about real estate investment. So maybe they bought real estate properties that has gotten some equity. I've not even talked about inheritance. Right? This lady lived all her life in the US, and judging from her career, she understands how to make money. And if she understands how to make money, sure, she understands how to make investments. So in your own head, it's only Sowore that you're looking at, which even his own income is something we'll get back to in the video. So let's go. And like I said, I've given you the details of his wife. And if you need a name, you can Google it and find out about her. She's not somebody who makes noise in the media like yourself. And by the way, she has an MBA from Simon School of Business. Okay. So you also mentioned some other things, which I'll play the video now. You mentioned about Sowore's running mate. Let's watch.
Only you know, go choose vice president. Like last year, 2020, 2024 now.
Again, I don't understand. Do you just carry your phone and start making video without doing any form of research? Right? So let's go to the details. Oh my goodness. So in 2019, Sowore's running mate was Rabiu Ahmed Rufai, right? That was Sowore's running mate. In 2023, Sowore's running mate was Aruna Gaba Magashi, if I pronounce that properly, right? And there was press release on all of this information, which you can see on The Nation, as well as it was the Premium Times that caught the other one, right? So he had running mates. Another point that you made, right, which is you mentioned national chairman, that who is the national chairman of ANC, which is Sowore's party. Sowore is the national chairman of his own party, right? And I don't know if you by chance Googled that and found out about that information. So like I said, ANC National Chairman is Omoyele Sowore, as shown on INEC's website, which you can see here. So before you turn on the ring light to talk about that why would Sowore be the national chairman of AAC if he's the presidential candidate? Similarly, in 2023, under the Zenith Labour Party, Chief Dan Nwanyawu, right, was also the national chairman and the presidential candidate of his party. Right. Then you also mentioned another one about the funding of Sahara Reporter. Where is Sahara Reporter getting their money from? Sahara Reporter is a non-government sponsored or non-government controlled entity. They get their funding from donations, right? And you mentioned about the $1.3 million donation. Yes, you also received $100 million from Don Jazzy. Did anybody cut your head? So about the donation that came, unless you have substantial evidence that these people gave that money for something that they needed done, then that's where there's a case. But somebody donated to an independent body is not a crime in today's world, in Nigeria or any part of the world. So lastly, before we go into all of these details, Mr. Very Dark Man, can you explain to us how you went from drinking pure water in a dirty room with dirty singlet to flying private jets? How you bought a luxurious vehicle? How you flown to Turkey? I think multiple times, 2 to 3 times. How you flown to China, right? Under normal condition, this is not our business because nobody has accused you of a crime. But the same question you're asking people is what we're asking you too. Does that sound stupid? That's exactly how we feel when you ask other people. Because you cannot sit in your 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom apartment and start asking people how they make their money. What the f are you? Again, I respected you a lot when you started all this, your campaign, but it's obvious that you've lost it. And what irks me the most is that you think that you know everything. And that is annoying. I know that you're getting the energy from the illiterates that follow you, that hype you, but it's only in a place like Nigeria where there is no law, government is upside down, that somebody like you will eventually be who you are. Should we go back to the case of, what is his name, the guy that was unalived? How you guys handle the case? In a normal country, do you think you'll get anywhere close to the information that you had? But guess what? Nigeria is what it is. And the savior of Nigeria is anybody who can send a ring light and make noise, regardless of the facts and the intelligence that they are spilling. But all I want to say is that, Very Dark Man, I don't care. Whatever anybody wants to say. I just want you to know that you do not know everything. And it's annoying when you talk about everything like you know it, right? If I ask you today, right, that would you subject yourself for a forensic check? The place you use for your NGO, who owns it? How much do you pay for rent? Can we know the name of the landlord? Would you be willing to submit financial records of your personal finances? You were on a private jet recently. Who took you there? What is your affiliation to that person? And I can go on and on and on and on, right? But what I'm saying, or what you should not do is, Sowore defended you For this same reason, somebody was bullying you and they arrested you. And now that he's trying to rescue somebody from you, it's a problem.